Hey, Justin, so talk to us about AI and ChatGPT. How can we utilize this, or what advice or suggestions can you give us that will help our workflow, efficiency, or front office tasks within our practice?
So we were training the whole team to use ChatGPT, especially the marketing department,
Mhm.
and we were using it to. I think that the best way to use it is for content generation, for thinking up ideas of what to say if you're writing content, say for your newsletter or for posts for content, for any type of marketing sort of thing. It's really, really helpful. Even for reputation management, I'm using it a lot for responding to bad reviews or maybe even an email that comes through from a patient that is angry. It's like, how do I respond to this?
Mhm.
What's the most professional PR way to respond to that? It's really good for that. I use it for HR questions.
Oh,
My staff member did this, and how should I deal with it? Or am I going to
yeah.
get it knows labor laws pretty well. Legal questions, it's pretty good with that kind of stuff. So I actually got rid of my HR legal uh, monthly fee, saving money. So it's
Yeah.
already getting rid of jobs, um, which a lot of people are afraid that it's
Mhm.
going to do. But I don't think it does everything for you, but it does so much of the thought. Like if I sit down to write down something, I can figure it out. I took AP English. I'm pretty good with writing, but it would take me a really long time. It can write it like that. Now I could say
Yeah.
write a blog post, it, make it 500 words. Boom, it got you one. Okay. Well, okay, change it to say this. Boom, it changes to that. Okay. Well, actually, I want it to be 1,000 words. And can you write it from, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff, like tell it to write it in the voice of the King James version of the Bible, and it can do it for you like that. I mean, just anything that you want it to do, it can pretty much do. Obviously, there's no use case for dental office for doing that. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like today, I was using it to write a bio for myself for my website for my new company, VDO. And so I'm writing a book. So I took my book and I pasted it on there and I said, take this information, write my bio. And then I wrote bio, but it didn't have my name because my book doesn't have my name in the text because it's on the cover of the book. I'm
Mhm.
still writing it. So I was like, my name is not Dr. Smith, it's Dr. Justin Scott. So can you replace it and rewrite it for that? Also, they entered some stuff that I didn't want. So I take that out and put this in. And it that did it and copy paste it and sent it to one of my assistants and told them to add it to the website. So
Yeah.
changing and editing content makes it just so much easier to do.
Nice. Okay, man. So you said you use it for two things that kind of piqued my interest was how do you respond to a bad review? Like what kind of prompts do you put in it so it can sound like you
Right.
when there's a review, right?
So I say act as a whatever. So act as a PR person and tell me what is the best way to respond to this review. And sometimes you get a person that's complaining about all sorts of stuff. You may want to give some context for the particulars of the situation. But it basically says, we're really sorry to hear that you didn't have a great experience. And it's tailored to the specifics of what it says. Uh,
Mhm.
Probably a lot easier because I'm emotional. I'm gonna respond like, wait a second, you did this,
Yeah.
but that's against HIPAA. You're not allowed to do that. So when I did one the other day, she was complaining about her case and saying this is what happened, this is what happens. And it says, well, according to HIPAA, we can't discuss your case, but we'd love to be able to talk to you and figure out what's going on. We've talked to her a bunch of times, but this is for the people that are reading it.
Mhm.
This is for reputation management so that someone's reading it says, oh, she had a problem, but they really cared and they wanted to take care of, and they offered to offer, help to make sure that she solved it. That's what people really care about, that you're going to help with that. So, but if you basically just say, how would you respond to this review as a PR person? Or you can just say, how would you respond to this review? It does a pretty darn good job.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. I like that. PR person, right? Act as a PR person. And then the HR questions. What HR questions have you been like asking?
Oh gosh. I mean, a patient or a staff member I mean, I'm just making something up.
Mhm.
Threatened to harm herself at work, and I mean, I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff. I mean, we just go on to Facebook and read the crazy stuff that happens in dental offices. But how do you legally respond to that? I'm not an HR person. I don't know how to do
Mhm.
that. But it has great questions. Obviously, it always says, well, I'm not a lawyer, even though it has passed the bar exam.
Yeah.
GPT-4 has. So you have to pay $20 for GPT-4, or you can use Microsoft Bing, which gives you access to GPT-4. The older ones, GPT 3.5, they didn't do as well on the law exam and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's crazy how fast those things are learning and getting to be more useful and better. So
Uh-huh. I didn't even know that it passed the bar exam.
like
That's
it's got a long list of all the different tests that it's passed. Now, some tests that it's tried, it hasn't done as well, but legal law tests. And also you have to use your brain. Like you have to read it. I'm not gonna, actually use it for legal advice, but it may like at least give me hints the right way, so that I have an idea of something. So
yeah. So then how are you utilizing it for marketing right now? Give us like, if you can, a step-by-step process of this, somebody who just right now got on ChatGPT and be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to Justin tell me this, and hopefully it will do this result.
So I think the most easy thing is, for instance, I actually did a podcast with another guy. We were talking about the best way to do it. If you're doing video, for instance, you're doing a podcast, okay? Um, if I was doing a podcast, what I would do, the first thing I would do is I would transcribe it, and you would transcribe it with a bunch of different softwares are out there that can do it. So Otter AI is one, can transcribe things for you. Descript, Descript is another AI software that you can transcribe it. Just Adobe Premiere. Rev.com, you can pay someone to transcribe it for you per hour or whatever, a couple bucks an hour. So you take that and then you paste that into ChatGPT and say, okay, write me a blog post about this conversation that we had so that I can put it on my website and link this back. So you do that. So now you got your blog post. Now you put it back in, you say, okay, now write me a YouTube thing because I'm going to place this on my YouTube, and put me some great hashtags in there. And also, what should I include in the comments section? Because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything. So it may say, oh, well, you want to have some sort of email capture device, like you want to have a PDF that can be on there that can be linked so that when they watch this now they can download that. Okay, make that for me too. Okay. Now take that and make me an Instagram post. Make me 10 tweets that will go back towards that will link back to that thing. So you've got this pillar content of video, and then you take the transcript and you use it, and then you spread that all around using ChatGPT on all the different social medias. You can go on TikTok, you can go on different things. All of the different ones have different sizes that they want you to do things, or some you want to use more emojis, and it depends on what you're trying to target. And you can ask it, well, if this is what I'm trying to target, how should I go about doing that? And I do that a lot because I'm not a marketing expert. I'm just asking ChatGPT a lot of these questions. Everything I'm
Mhm.
telling you, I've learned from ChatGPT. But so another thing is that learning what the best way to do things are. Just asking ChatGPT, what is the best way to do this, or what is the best way to market this, or what is the best way to measure this? What is the best way to do an AdWords campaign? What should I do first? Any kind of marketing that you need to do, it really does have great answers and ability to teach you to do those things. So
Yeah.
I think content generation and being able to take that into slice it and dice it into every different form and fashion is great. Um, it's a lot of work. I have a couple of virtual assistants that I've trained to do all these different things, and that's what the VDO is about. Is we hire virtual teams for dental offices so that they can help them do things like marketing, social media, because the real key is consistency with content, and that it's engaging, and then the measurement, because you have to measure the impact of your marketing, and that's a lot of work. And if you're practicing dentist like me, being able to do all that stuff is very time consuming. Some people like to do it, but it's hard for me to be able to put all that together. I like them to aggregate it for me so that I can help direct it where I can.
Yeah. That's what virtual dental offices is. Like it's so for example, I'm a practice owner and then I need a team to help create these campaigns, market, provide strategies, right? Like run the Instagram for me kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So we train
Mhm.
them to do that. We have our processes that we've already trained people to do. So then we hire people, and it's very inexpensive because we're hiring them typically in the Philippines. So average cost for somebody is under 12 bucks an hour, where you can't even hire somebody for less than $20 an hour to be your hygiene assistant or to work at the front desk these days, in Atlanta at least.
Mhm.
So we hire somebody and then we just train them to do the different things that someone wants them to do to help come up with social media captions. And the best way to do that is you use ChatGPT. I mean, naturally, most people that you hire is not going to be able to come up with great, uh, engaging content, but ChatGPT can, and they can access it and use it. You don't have to be smart to be able to do it. You don't even have to have great English. You can just
Mhm.
ask it to do it right, and you can even ask it in Tagalog, which is the main language of Philippines, and it'll translate it to English for you very easily.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it's a great tool for us. We use it all the time with everything that we do.
Are you using it in your front, like your front office is using it right now or no?
We use it for like predeterminations, answering patient emails. I think that it's good for just general questions, but it's not great for like real specific questions for insurance and stuff like that yet.
Hmm.
But give it time, it will. So it just needs to be trained
Gotcha.
with the right data sets. It's based more on general data versus real specific data. So, but for
Gotcha.
like marketing, for instance, which is very general data, it's got a ton of stuff. But specifics on insurance, dental specific insurance, it's not as helpful. So, but
Hmm.
I've asked it questions like, "What is the CDT code for this?" I mean, you could just Google it, but it also will find stuff that you typically could just Google.
Yeah. Because it's more like a conversation, right? Google gives you a ton of options, but this
Right.
will give you like, here's
The
what
one,
I think. Yeah. And the best option, right? Like one and the best kind of thing. Like
right.
one
And
that,
it's not perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, but man, it's it's pretty cool because it feels like a lot of times it's a lot more just straight to the point. You don't have to go clicking on random stuff and dealing with a bunch of spam. Yeah, it's fun.
yeah.
If you haven't
Yeah.
used it, you got to try it. It's awesome. I got psyched about it when I started using it. I was like telling my mom and all these people. A lot of people were just like, "What? I don't care about this."
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is revolutionary. This is awesome. Can you see all the things you can do with it? So it's the type of person that is attracted to this kind of thing. Some people just don't care. They're like, whatever. But
Hmm.
to me, it's just like super exciting, super fun to
Nice.
play with.
So can you give us one other AI kind of tool we can utilize within the practice?
Let's see, AI tool that we can utilize in the practice. I really like Descript, which uh, um, is a video editing app. So I talked about video editing. So if you're doing any kind of video, it's really great for transcribing the text, and then it if you need to edit things, like for instance the uhs and the ums that are coming up anytime you're having a conversation with. I'm sure I've said it all the time. The last podcast I had 400 uhs and ums and filler words, so it automatically pulls
Yeah.
up all the uhs, ums, and filler words, the likes and the I means and things like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And all it's on a like a script, kind of like Microsoft Word or slides, like the Google Slides or something like that, or PowerPoint, and you just delete it, and it deletes the whole scene. So basically, the way you edit the video is just by deleting words. You can copy paste and move them around or correct the specific words. So I've been using that a lot to do little videos. I made a really cool video that's a testimonial for one of my staff members so that I can help try to find an assistant. Unfortunately, the in-office assistants are really hard to find. One of the reasons I started the company is because
Mhm.
it's so hard to find good people nowadays. And so I'm actually actively marketing, creating video content just to try to attract people to come apply for my job. I paste a dental assistant ad out, no one responds. And this is not just with me. This is industry wide. I've talked to people that run like one of my friends is Tanya Lanthier, who owns dentalpost.com, which is the
Mhm.
biggest well, she sold it, but she used to own dentalpost.com, and it's one of the biggest places where people post job ads in the country for dental offices. And she says it's happening everywhere, as well as I'm part of DEO, which is Dental Entrepreneurs Organization. I'm hearing about it from all over the country that one of the biggest problems is just recruiting people is really challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to help though. That's a good way to help to use that. You know what I
Right,
mean? To
right.
create it the way you want to create it and put your spin on it. So awesome, Justin. I appreciate your time. And if anyone has further questions, where can they contact you at?
So we have a website, www.virtualdentaloffices.com with the S at the end, OFFICES. Um, you can email me directly, drjustin@puredentalhealth.com. That's my dental office, PUREDENTALHEALTH.com. And we have Instagram for both of those as well. So yeah, reach out anyway. You'll find me, Justin Scott.
Awesome. So guys, that's going to be
Only
in
one
the
in Atlanta.
I know that's going to be in the show notes below. So definitely go check it out. And Justin, thank you for being with me on this Monday morning marketing episode.
Cool. Thanks, man. Have a great week.